I spent 8 years working as a PR spokesperson for a hospital where I thought I had to look the part, dress for success. Instead of having my own style, I always thought I had to dress the part. Well, I found emotional freedom when I opened my first business in 1998. I could wear jeans and t-shirts, and I'm wearing jeans. You can't see them now. My dogs are right here, was next to my desk. I've worked with dogs in my office since that time. And I had a 400 square foot studio next to our house. My son was in middle school at the time. I could stop work and take him to a ball practice. I could take him to get a haircut. It was just a fantastic freedom. I like to say that I'm a freedom fighter because I want to help women find the emotional freedom that I've found as an entrepreneur. My name is Sherold Barr, and I've been a pioneer in online business since 1998. I started my first business when I was 47 years old. And in my fourth year of that business, I grossed $500,000. And I could have gone on to gross millions, but I just decided the politics of the work I was doing, and it was getting me further away from the work I love. So I stopped doing it. In 2010, I started my second business, and that was a coaching practice. And I was probably maybe 57 at the time. That business I created again, a six-figure business. Now I'm in my third iteration of this business, and it's just developing as I have grown and changed. So this is my greatest joy, is to help women understand what it takes to have financial freedom and the mindset that is critical for you, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. So I want to talk today about 10 things that I know to be true about having the mindset for success as an entrepreneur. And again, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. It's all the same for you as well. Some things that I know to be true. You can, when you're an entrepreneur, you can live out your desire to have children and work at home, and you can work your own schedule. You do the work you're passionate about that has heart and meaning. And yes, you can make money doing what you love instead of working for a company. And being able to make good money doing what you love is critical. Enjoying the freedom of a work schedule based on your natural work rhythms. Like, for example, I work best in the mornings, and then I pick up again, and I still do this in the evenings. Those tend to be really good times for me to create content. And one thing that I've grown into doing is learning how to understand all of your finances. What is security, financial security, and then creating a budget and living below your means or at your means. The biggest factor, though, of everything in your success is, and this is true whether you have a job or a business, it's your mindset. And if there's anything blocking you from making money or being successful, it is right up here in your mind. So I want to teach you how to learn to pay close attention to your thoughts and beliefs, because these are the keys to being a successful entrepreneur. And I encourage you to become an observer of what you're thinking. And you can learn to do this by noticing when your body is going through stress. One thing you can do is notice if you have a repetitive narrative that goes on in your head. You can learn to notice your body and find out what that is. So once you discern the ego voice, which I call the little self, you can begin to ask the question, who's doing the observing? When you master your thinking, then you can learn to have faith in yourself and take action despite fear. If you take one step at a time, you learn how to be more courageous. What I want for you is to bring the sum of you, your authentic self, into your life and business. When anyone works or interacts with you, this is the you that they want and need, not a fake watered down version or a version of who you think you should be or what you should look like. Now I want to talk about the 10 steps to create an entrepreneurial mindset for success. So number one is be the best version of yourself at all times. Never compare yourself to anyone else, because everybody else is already taken. There is only one truly authentic you. And if you don't share your gifts and talents with the world is not going to be the same without you. So you bring whatever it is to the table and know that you are unique and divine, and we want that part. So you're cheating us if you withhold your authentic self and your gifts. Step into the total sum of who you are today. And even though your experience is varied, everybody's different, this is your total package. And we don't want you to withhold any of your experience and wisdom from us. One of my favorite guys, Joseph Campbell, says, "The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are." And I love that. I feel like now at this age, I'm completely who I am. And I don't do things I don't want to do. And I'm very authentic about what I say and do. So, number 2, observe the negative voices in your head. Turn the channel to the opposite station or turn the station off. Flip that negative thought, rewrite it so that you hear the exact opposite. These negative words that all of us have stem from our inner critic. And inner critics, there is a chorus of them. And your inner critic, all it is the result of all those critical voices that you heard growing up from your parents, your siblings, your peers, and school teachers. And I would say especially middle school friends. Middle school's tough. Inner critics are part of your ego's plan to protect itself and you from shame, rejection, vulnerability. So these voices come up always, especially when you're in business and you're asking for money and you're asking for sales. And these voices will keep you playing small. Here's an example. If you hear the voice of the inner critic in your head and you hear the voice that says, "Who do you think you are to do this?" Turn it around to the opposite. Who are you not to do this? Who are you not to share your gifts and talents with the world? Number 3, I want you to use fear as your early warning system. It's warning you to pay attention, and it might be your soul that's calling. Your ego wants to protect itself and maintain its power. Interestingly, the closer you get to your destiny, the bigger the fears and the louder your inner critics are going to become. I love to say this: go to the edge of what you fear most and walk straight through the fire, because I know this to be true. Freedom and peace and money is on the other side of that. I have lived it out over and over again. It is the truth. Number 4, tap into the power of manifestation to achieve your business dreams. Now, if you tap into your desire, that's number 1, what you want in your life and business, and believe you can do it, and you're inspired to take action, then you can manifest anything. I have manifested $500,000 in profit from real estate from my husband and I. I bought and sold property and moved up with the market. And alongside that was growing my first business at the same time. Those were all scary things, but I figured out how to make it work. I believed in myself and I did it. Number 5, to start each day with a dose of gratitude. I do this. Many of us, this is a spiritual part of the business, and I think we all want to give back. We all want to be in service, and if you can do that in some way, even just being online and sharing your gifts and talents like I am right now, you're sowing a seed, and the universe will work miracles to help you do this. This is how you run a business, not focused necessarily on the money, but on the higher good and what you love to do, and then the money will come. As I say, this is a cardinal rule that I've learned. So my higher calling is to empower women around money and really being brave in business. Women are the greatest undervalued resource in the world. Number 6, when overwhelm and stress and frustration hit, and they do, these are signals to pay attention to your thoughts. And those thoughts drive your emotions. And then notice what the emotions do, and you have these physical sensations in your body. Your body never lies. It's constantly talking to you. And when you notice your body, has no energy, stop, drop, and observe what you were thinking. when you noticed your body feel this way. So just ask yourself, what was I thinking or what am I believing? I like to say that your mind is the steering wheel of your life. If you can grab a hold of it and you steer it consciously, then you can live out your wildest dreams. So again, stop, drop inside yourself and observe what you're thinking, and then take some deep breaths. Ask that inner critic to sit down. I like to call her the bag lady. Have some warm tea. Tell me what it is you're afraid of, and I'll take it in. But you don't need to steer this ship. I'm driving the car. So remind yourself it's only a thought, and it's not real. And you might be out in a future horror movie that you don't want to be in. So come back here. Number 7, one of my favorites, is boy, every day in business is like this. You've got to be willing to suck at it, because how are you going to get better? If you never take risks, you're not going to get anywhere. So you need to play a bigger game in life and business. And my philosophy has always been about Hank Aaron. The more balls I hit, the more I'm going to strike out, the more opportunities I have to hit a home run. And in the dot-com days of 2001, I was riding high in that first PR business, and I had a client that declared bankruptcy. I was owed, this was my fault, I didn't have good boundaries. I'd worked for them for 2 years, but never had they missed payments. So I didn't get paid for 3 months, and I had to lose, which means pay my people, $50,000. Yes, I had expenses of that. I had 5 people working for me, and then I did not get the $46,000 that I was owed. But this is how the universe works for me, folks. I didn't miss a beat. Microsoft came calling again at that time and said, "Would you work with us again?" And I said, "Sure." And then again, the rest was history. That just brought me clients, their subcontractors. It was just a great time in my life working with them. Number 8, break open to the real you. Everything that's happened to you in your life, all those hell and back experiences, I've certainly had tons of them. These are meant to help you break open to who you really are underneath and just to get out of that shell. If you can be empowered by these experiences and not become a victim, because you get to choose at every moment what you're going to do, then this is your hero's journey. You can see it as that. And there's always a gift. And you've got to slay these dragons because, man, they are there. And every one of them is just another one, and you put it in your arsenal, and then you can take more risks, become more courageous. And sometimes, when you've had a really tough experience, it can take a few years to integrate and then see where was the good. Because I can always see it now in every tragedy and every very, almost even in the accident that almost took my life 3 times. I have so many gifts from that, I wouldn't change it. And I'm much happier now because I was able to use all these tools and look at this situation and make choices. I don't want you to believe those negative things you hear in your head. Those are lies. Remember that all the negative emotions that we have, shame, anger, sadness, depression, anxiety, all of those we are believing something that's not true, and you have to question it. And I teach that in my Smart Women Make Money program. Number 9, this is so important, and I resisted it for years. I do it now and don't like to start a day without it. Give yourself time to do absolutely nothing and be quiet. And the best time to do this is when you're in that kind of alpha state, when you wake up in the morning and your mind is quiet. You want to sit and meditate or have some yoga practice, something to nurture your inner calm. I remember I started with Yoga Nidra, and I did it for a year. I listened to a CD by Richard Miller, who I absolutely recommend. My life changed for the better when I did this. And then in 2016, I became a certified Kundalini yoga instructor. Kundalini is known as a yoga of awareness. And I love it. There's breath and mantra and some postures, but it's a lot of breath and mantra. So number 10, You are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with and that you associate with in life and business. So look around at those people, and are they barely getting by? Are they complaining that they're a victim? I mean, are they a storyteller? Just notice without judgment. I want you to just notice that, is this draining me? Am I feeling more expansive when I'm with these people, or am I feeling small? And one of the things that I love is Joel Olstein. He talks about what you say after the words, I am, will come looking for you. If you say, I'm broke, if you say, I'm no good at this, if you'd say any of these things, that will come looking for you. So just turn it to a positive and start the day with, I am fabulous. I am strong. I am brave. I used to repeat the words, I am brave, especially when I was hiking in this area that was really scary. And my boyfriend at the time would repeat, you are very brave. And I swear it works. I want you to find women who are going to help you succeed in your wildest dreams and begin to do these practices that I've told you about. And even if you just take one of them and just work it, this is going to help your mindset. All of this is just part of your soul's revolution in business and life. What resonated from what I said today in this blog? I'd love to know. So if you let me know in the comments below, or you can write in, I would love to hear about it. So thanks again, and here's to you feeling financial freedom.